Let's go and let's jump into what Bitcoin is, how you can get ahead on the future of digital currency. We're going to be talking about its origin, what its uses are, and you might have heard of it 1,000 times on the news from your auntie. Your cousin might have told you to invest in it. Someone on the down the block might have told you to jump into it. I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what it is so you're not lost anymore, just so you can get ahead and you can understand the future and the way the world is going. We're going to understand this presentation. We're going to understand Bitcoin's origin and the creation date. We're going to explore how Bitcoin operates on decentralized networks, if you didn't know. We're going to analyze Bitcoin's importance in finance and how it's pretty much changed everything within a freedom perspective and a human perspective, to the fact to where now we have human control over our funds when they're sent. As you guys know, trying to send money to somebody in Africa, for example, it's not as easy. But due to the fact that we have things like crypto, you're able to easily trade money across the entire world quickly within pretty much an instant, due to the fact that we have decentralized networks. So we're going to compare how Bitcoin works against and with traditional currencies. All right, let's go. So, why Bitcoin is the future of digital currencies? Bitcoin is poised to shape the future of digital currencies due to its decentralized nature, robust security, and widespread adoption. Unlike traditional fiat currencies, such as like USD and stuff like that, that's what fiat is, currencies controlled by central banks, Bitcoin operates on a peer-to-peer, such as like a human-to-human blockchain network, ensuring transparency and eliminating the need for intermediaries, which reduces transaction costs and enhances efficiency. Its fixed supply of 21 million coins introduces scarcity, okay, potentially increasing its value over time and making it a hedge against inflation. Bitcoin's cryptographic foundation provides unmatched security, protecting against fraud and unauthorized access. As global trust in centralized financial system wanes, Bitcoin's growing acceptance by institutions, merchants, and individuals, coupled with its ability to facilitate cross-border transactions, positions it as a leading store of value and medium of exchange in the evolving digital economy. So, Bitcoin is pretty much used to give us freedom within our funds. As you guys just said within a couple of minutes ago, it's not as easy to send money across the entire world using just the traditional bank system. But using decentralized currency, we're able to do certain things and work on a human to human transaction base due to the blockchain network. Okay. So it's kind of like its own network for just straight up just crypto transactions. You guys can also check to see when your crypto transactions have hit the other person, and you can check that by checking the confirmation. A lot of the time you'll have a hash code or transaction ID, and you're going to be able to check that within a transaction ID checker, see the confirmations, and if you get a confirmation, the more confirmations, and you know the other person received the money, okay, or vice versa, you received your money, okay. So Bitcoin was invented by Satoshi Nakamoto in response to the 2008 financial crisis, aiming to offer an alternative to traditional banking through decentralized open source technology, okay. So you guys have to understand that Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin to offer a traditionalized banking source through decentralized technology, because when financial crashes happen, banks also lose money and stuff like that as well too. It's not easy to get loans and stuff like that, and things can also just be hard to function. Okay, mortgages aren't easy to get, loans are harder to get, banks don't have as much funds, everything is pretty much shutting down. So Bitcoin is a protection base for that. This is why governments, companies, entities, large bodies of people, individuals such as me and you are investing in Bitcoin in order to protect us and have an extra asset outside of the fiat or the day-to-day cash. Bitcoin was introduced as a digital currency to the world in the paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay. The Bitcoin white paper, released in 2008, is only 9 pages long, and it's a proposal for a trustless system of electronic transactions. So the white paper, it's just a paper that says, here's what Bitcoin is, here's its uses, here's its purpose. Boom. And the Bitcoin network creates a structure for making payments without a trusted third party acting as the intermediary. So it's just peer to peer. You send the transaction ID, one wallet to another wallet, and it works through wallets. You guys might have heard of Coinbase, Phantom wallets, Trust Wallet, etc. There's a lot of them, and you guys will have a code. You guys send those codes to one person to another, and that's how you send the transaction IDs. Although, please make sure that the codes are always copy and pasted and typed in correctly, because if you don't type in the code correctly, your funds could be lost forever, and that can really get you upset. The Bitcoin white paper, in simple language, attempts to translate complex technological context into easy to understand terminology. Okay, so pretty much just breaks down what Bitcoin is, makes it simple, and just breaks it down. So understanding Bitcoin's blockchain and mining. So you can actually mine Bitcoin. I don't recommend just doing it on a normal computer. You can look into what it is. But Bitcoin mining pretty much is you can create your own Bitcoin transactions. It requires a very powerful computer. And once again, Bitcoin is going to be capped at a certain point in time, and it's going to have after 210,000, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff like that. Bytes. So yeah. So decentralized public transaction ledgers are going to be available. So you can mine Bitcoin as long as you have a powerful enough setup and pretty much create your currency. But although you are trading power, so you are investing to get the Bitcoin. So don't just think it's free. So miners validate and secure transactions with those confirmations, like I just told you guys about, and block rewards incentivize mining efforts. Okay. So every Bitcoin that you guys see has been created, has been mined by somebody's computer. Okay. Bitcoin doesn't just come out of nowhere. It has to be mined called by something called POWs. I recommend looking into that as well too if you're interested in mining Bitcoin. So Bitcoin versus traditional money. So Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million, okay, and it's decentralized and secure, okay. And traditional money, there's unlimited supply controlled by central banks and prone to inflation. So there is a cap to Bitcoin, okay. There's just a cap to it, straight up. All right. Bitcoin price milestones, okay. So 2010, first transaction was 10,000 Bitcoin for some pizzas. Okay, in 2010, that was the first transaction ever made for Bitcoin. Crazy. And in 2017, Bitcoin managed to pass $20,000 for the first time. Okay. And as you guys can see, just a few years later in 2025, Bitcoin achieved an all-time high of 100,000. Okay. So Bitcoin achieved an all-time high of 100,000. And yeah, it's just going up rapidly. And it's just something that people seem to be extremely interested in getting into. Okay. Bitcoin use cases in finance. Okay. Here are some key applications of Bitcoin: store of value like digital gold. Okay. International remittance for quick transfers, online payments with low fees, and financial inclusion in unstable economies. Okay. So you guys are going to always have Bitcoin just pretty much available just on the side. Okay. So keep Bitcoin simple. Make trading simple. If you're struggling, you can go to stackmode.net. I can teach you guys how to trade cryptocurrency, stocks, futures, forex, whatever you want to get into, whatever you want to trade. Crypto is extremely interesting. You guys can use it to send transactions all over the world. You can use it to stack up your bread, turn your bread into more money. Um, Use it as a savings account. Just do whatever you want to do, honestly. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So yeah, stay prayed after God. Keep grinding. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. And peace.